Welcome to Storytime. Today I'm going to tell the story on how I broke my arm 2 times. So the first time I was in grade school and I loved skateboarding. I think I was skateboarding for about a few years at this time. Me and my family built a half pipe in the backyard. So we were skateboarding on the half pipe just like any other day. I try a trick, I fall backwards, landing with my arm half on and half off the half pipe. In the middle of my arm, the point that was off the half pipe bent at 15 degrees this way. So as you can imagine, I start screaming. I'm using every curse word I know. My brother was there. My older nephew asked me, "Are you sure it's broken?" And I held my arm up and you could see the bend. Take me to the hospital. And they said no promises, but because of my age, my bones are more liable to bend than to fracture. They actually bent it back in place while I was awake. That was pretty intense. I end up with a cast for 3 to 6 months, if I remember correctly. Fast forward a few years later in high school, I'm at another skate park. As I skateboarded more, I found that the faster you went, the easier tricks became. So I'm flying. Ollie 5-0 onto the box. I'm sliding along, start doing this with my arms. My skateboard goes flying outwards and I am airborne. As I'm falling, I'm doing this with my arms and I'm thinking I want to protect my head. So I fall to the ground and I stick my arms out this way to catch myself. As I land on the ground, I have successfully protected my head, but I feel the middle of my arm buckle like a joint. Some of you might be able to do this with your thumb. Double jointed, maybe. Those of you who can't, if you just kind of play with your finger, like move the joint, that's kind of what it felt like, but in the middle of my arm. I get up and I'm holding my arm out, white as a ghost. I just go over to my friends, I say my arm's broken, and they're like, "Are you sure?" Yeah, it's broken. Driven to the hospital, faint the whole way. This time it's not just a bend, the doctors tell me it's a bend and a fracture. It's bent at a 30-degree angle. They put a needle in my hands, they put me under. For the second time, they bend my arm back into place before placing the cast on for another 3 to 6 months. That's the story how I broke my arm, twice. Tune in next time for another story.